What's going on YouTube? Back with another video, and today I will be unboxing and reviewing and assembling the 9.5 foot giant size color changing black Cat Archway from Home Depot. Now this guy I believe is new for this 2025 season. I don't remember him from last year, but maybe he did drop in 2024, I'm not sure. But it's so funny because it's certain things that Home Depot drops every year that I feel like a lot of people don't really pay attention to because they're so interested in the animatronics. But this is one, when I saw it, that's so unique that I was like, yeah, I gotta get that one. Most of the Home Depots did have it on display. It should have been, normally they'll have them up top with the inflatables and things of that nature. And the gargoyles and stuff like that. So if you missed it, it was probably up top and you probably might not have paid attention to it. I think the regular price for this was, I want to say $169, which I think is definitely high for that price for what you're getting, because I've gotten other things such as this and I know the material, I know the build, I pretty much know what it consists of, and none of them are worth that much money in my opinion. But Home Depot just had it 50% off, so I think I got this for like 85 bucks. I think with tax, around $90. And that's more of a reasonable price point in my opinion. They are sold out now, but some stores still may have them, so check your local store if you're looking for this particular one. And yeah, let's open them up and see what we got here. Box is a little heavy, not too bad, but it does have some weight to it. The cool thing about it is it's 9.5 feet tall, so it's pretty bigger than what people may expect. And yeah, it's pretty much the same material as all the other ones. It's like that furry cloth, type material, so I pretty much knew it was going to be that way. And if I'm not mistaken, the thing about these, which I hate, is that it consists of a lot of zip ties. Now, when you put these kind of things together, I'm going to tell you, I'll just give you a hint. I would try to store these somewhere where you don't have to continuously have to break this down. Meaning, try to keep it zip tied up as you assemble it. Just try to keep it that way all year long. The problem is a lot of people probably don't have the storage space to keep it that way. But if this thing is 9.5 feet tall, I'm definitely not trying to continue to take this apart and put it back together every year. So it's going somewhere. Okay, we finally got this guy up. I didn't think this thing would be more than 30 minutes, but good Lord, this took over an hour to put together, and it's a lot more complicated than you think. And I've had problems with other ones like this before, so it's not unusual. When you put these together, the instructions really aren't going to help. You're really going to be on your own trying to just piece it all together. It's not that difficult. It would definitely help with two people. But if you're trying to do it together by yourself, it is going to take a little bit of time. Some of the lights I had to kind of push over. Like you can see this one down here. It's kind of off to the side, but you can move these over to push them in the front. So it's not a big deal. You just kind of got to maneuver them. This one right here is kind of popped out, but nothing some hot glue can't fix. I'll just put some glue on that. But these are the same minor issues you're going to have with any of these type props, but it looks really, really cool. I'm going to turn the light off in a few, but I forgot. I didn't even realize because when I turned it on, the face is red. And I was like, wait a minute, on the box is green. I forgot that this was color changing. So I got to figure out, I think on the control box, it has a button. Okay, what's this? So we got a flash. Okay, so you got it where it can flash. Didn't even know it could do that. Here we go. There's the color changing. There's pink. Okay. I think it's changing to purple. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, it's color changing. There's blue. Okay, let me turn off the lights. Hopefully I won't fall and trip because it's dangerous in this garage right now. Wow, this thing is really bright. Yeah, this camera's not going to do it justice for how bright this really is, but these LEDs are bright. The color changing is really, really cool. I did not remember that it did that. So that's more of a surprise. I remember reading about it, but I completely forgot that this is color changing. It's definitely 9.5 feet tall, but it's the tail. If you look up there, the tail is touching. This ceiling is 9.5 feet, and the tail is touching the ceiling exactly at 9.5 feet. But the archway itself, so I'm 6 feet tall. I am going to say the archway is probably about a good 7 feet, maybe a couple of inches over. So yeah, it's tall enough for your average person. But the tail is what gives it more so of the height that the claims make on there. Yep. Normally these are waterproof. Normally the rain doesn't really cause this to be an issue. But it does come with stakes, and you will have to stake this in. But I really would be worried about putting this up in a high wind area because I just had my fan on. You can see that industrial fan in the background back there. It was blowing this thing over. And, you know, it is a strong fan. I'm not sure how many miles per hour it's pushing out, but I know it's not pushing out 30, 40 miles an hour wind right now. So it was definitely blowing this thing over. Even with the stakes, I don't know if it, I mean, unless you literally just put in a guy wire or tie it down, it's the only way that I see that this may stay up, but it's very thin. It's very thin. It's kind of flimsy. The stakes will help it, but this is not something that I would put in an area where you get very, very high gusts of wind. I think it would either knock it down or it would just do damage to this thing. Overall, I rated a 10 out of 10. I mean, this thing is really cool. All of these type of displays, to me, myself, are really cool. Even some of the older ones. If you've never bought anything like this, I do recommend you buying one just to check them out, to see what you're getting into. You see them on Facebook Marketplace all the time. I'm sure in any state that you go into, just put in Halloween props, Halloween decor, or Halloween, you're going to see people sell these type of items made out of this same material. So if you're not familiar with it, I recommend just buying one very cheaply and then playing with it and seeing exactly what you have to do. Basically, you need to order some quality zip ties. They come with zip ties, but they come with the most thinnest ones possible. And that will get you by. but they're going to break. And I remember on the spooky tree that I had, and I don't think I ever did a video on that one, but the spooky tree that I had to buy some more high quality, heavy duty ones from Amazon to zip tie these things, and they will last. If you get the thicker ones, they won't break. But you're going to spend, a little bit of money on the more quality ones on there. I do recommend those. I didn't put it on this one because this is just my first time setup, but I will order some more zip ties to definitely set it up for the future. But yeah, overall, this thing is cool. This thing is really, really cool. I think it's a unique piece. I like the actual facial expression of the cat. I like the high tail. And I like the arch, and it's just a friendly, cool Halloween prop. Nothing too scary, nothing too crazy, kid friendly, all of that type stuff on there. So now I could be petty and go around and count all of these lights, but I'm not. I'm not going to. Again, I got this half price, so I'm not complaining if I'm missing a couple of lights on there. And out of all the ones that I've had like this, I've never had a light to go out. And I've never had any issues with any technical problems. Now, I will say this, and I'm going to turn the light back on just for those of you who are buying this type of prop. The wires on this thing are very, very thin. Look at this. These things are very thin. And so, you have to be careful of people, like depending on where you have this, you have to be careful of people tripping over it. You have to be careful of people tugging on it, kids playing with it, whatever the case may be, because if pulled too hard, I'm sure one of these things could easily break off. So you really have to be careful. They're very delicate. So it's just a piece that you just got to watch, and just maintain and be careful with. So, but all right, guys, other than that, I'll catch you in the next video. 3 weeks away. Peace.
Do you watch it? Please subscribe.